fucking Christ. I had this crazy fucking character idea for a knight. Fucking heavily inspired by Kylo Ren in fucking Star Wars. Highly underused character, by the way. They could have fucking made him great. Yeah. So, what I was thinking of is fucking calling him Usurper. He's a fucking assassin Vanguard hybrid, basically. Dude, because it... yeah, it just popped up in my head out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, let's call him Usurper. Basically, there's going to be a storyline, right? There's going to be a king and a prince. The prince is going to be the usurper, and the king is going to be, well, obviously the king. Yep. Dude! No! The first mission was playing that song. That's the short I saw for the Space Marines first mission in this game had that song. I'm like, yo, this music is hard and this cutscene is harder. And that's where that came up with the name. I'm like, Usurper. That would be the most badass knight hybrid, bro. Yeah. Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the twist. Here's the twist, though, for this character idea. So, for the Usurper, the Usurper looks bad. He looks like a fucking evil motherfucker, but he actually has good intentions. Like, he sees the king sending his forces to areas that fucking are obvious traps, or makes no fucking sense to send their soldiers in. He sees that they're going on suicide missions, and he's like, this is wrong. So, he's like, if you're not, he goes up to the king in the nice diplomatic way, you're sending your forces into territories where there have been known traps, ambushes. Why don't you just stay away from those areas and put your forces into more effective regions? The king didn't care. The king says he will do with his forces as he will. The Usurper's like, okay. So, he goes off. No, because I want the king to be a playable character eventually. This is the king of Ashfeld, the fucking region the knights are in. Yeah. So basically, he's because he's gonna fight. Because I want this shit to actually happen. Because we always see the warriors out fighting about, but we never see the king, the prince of each region. We don't have a Jarl for the Vikings. We don't have an emperor for the samurai. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's chivalry. And even in the breach game mode, that's the commander. That's not the king. So, the prince sees this as like, okay, he doesn't give a fuck about his kingdom, about his knights. So I must take this upon myself. So he goes about, trains with Warden, trains with Peacekeeper. Yep, you can already see where this is going. And he develops his own form. This form is heavily inspired by Kylo Ren's rage fighting. He gets pit. Well, during this time, he starts hearing more and more of knights dying to pointless tactics. So he gets angrier and angrier and angrier. Then when the time comes, that you know what? I might as well. You know what? I'll re-download it. I miss playing Battle Quadrants. Oof, that's upsetting. Anyways, so yeah, so basically, this is going to be his moveset. It's going to be like Kylo Ren. All right, so to make him unique, I decided to do this. He's going to have a triple light chain. If he throws 3 lights on the same side, it's gonna be confirmed all 3 lights. So if he lands 1, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 confirmed, just like Shaolin. And you have 2 choices. No. That's going to be based off. I mean, no. He's not gonna have a knife, but he's gonna understand her deflects, because he's gonna have deflects. All right. So let's see. So after he does his triple light chain, he has 2 options, or he has 1 option, but 2 options if you want to be realistic. The first option, he could just sit there and do nothing because he finished his chain. Well, his weapon is gonna be just a sword. He's gonna have 1 sword. Yeah, he's gonna have sword. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, no. Look, yeah. Yeah, no. There's gonna be half sorting, but it's not gonna be like that, all right? So we're gonna keep it basic for now. That's gonna come in 2 forms. I'll tell you them in a minute, all right? Half sorting is gonna come in. So we're gonna keep this one basic. It's gonna be a triple light chain. It's gonna be only accessible on his sides, like Warden. You can't throw it from the top. Yeah. So it's 1, 2, 3. If he throws it from the right, the sword's gonna end up on the left. And now this is important. The sword placement is important. And the reason why I say this is because he's gonna be swinging with 1 hand. His sword is longer than PK's, but shorter than Warden's. So it's right there in the middle. Yes, he's gonna have sword, but but listen, all right? It's gonna get interesting. All right? So when he finishes, he has access to a bash. Now there's 2 kinds of bashes, and I'm gonna tell you the second one in a minute. But if he throws his first attack on the right and does the triple light chain, what happens is, when his sword is on his left side, when he finishes, he's a right-handed user, by the way. So he's gonna be able to access a bash. If the sword's on his left side, this bash is gonna be slow but feintable. Now so in this bash, if that bash, no, it's not gonna be a knockdown. It's gonna be a grab. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna freaking pose a stance, prepare a grab, and then reach out. Once he lands that grab, he has 2 options. 1, go for a neck slice to cause bleed, does 12 damage, and then it does 12 damage base, and then 6 for bleed. All right? Or he could do a heavy that goes into a long animation but does 24 damage if it lands. And it's not if it lands, it's gonna guarantee, but I say if because if he does it in a 2v2 situation, he could get knocked out of it, to be fair. Like Sohei. Alright, so if it lands, it does 24 damage. So, to make this unique, if that bash, if the heavy lands, it gives you a unique execution where you sever their head completely. So he's gonna take his sword, rise it in the air, slam it down to his shoulder, and then slice it across his neck. All right. So that's bash, and that's just 1 bash, by the way. I'm not talking about. All right. His zone is gonna take his. He's gonna take his sword, and he's gonna half sword it, similar to Warden. He's gonna swing it from left to right. And there's gonna be more to that, but I'm still thinking about it. So now we're gonna talk about his second bash. So if he swings, yeah. So the bashes are tied into finishers, by the way. He could throw them from light finisher and he could throw them from heavy finisher. But of course, depending on where his sword is, will depend on the type. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So he can't zone from bash. All right, we're gonna make him fair because I'm tired of this broken bullshit. So if he swings, if his sword is positioned to the right, so basically he swings from left to right. So triple light, left, right, fucking swings from left to right, right to left, left to right. Finished. The next is going to be a true bash. He's gonna take his fist, make it into a ball, and then fucking do a bitch slap backhand. Not actual bitch slap. He has his fist, but he backhand them. He backhand them, and then fucking what would he do? Oh, this one is okay. That's right. It's a unique bash. This one's a different bash. So unlike the other bash, this one is quick. So you're gonna have to predict if he's gonna throw it out or not. So if he throws it out and misses, you get a free guard break. Because let's be fair. I hate the fact that Black Prior does a bash and he doesn't get punished. I hate that so much. So it should only be fair that this bash comes out quick. So if it lands, he confirms a heavy that does 18 damage. So he has a mix-up. Now, he doesn't have a unique bash on his top finishers, but he does have a forward dodge bash that confirms a 14 damage attack. 7 of that damage is base, 7 of that damage is base, 7 of that damage is bleed. Well, he's taking his sword and he's thrusting it into you. Yeah, it's a sword. You can't do much with it, but yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, no. He's not gonna have Warden's Vortex. Yeah, he's like PK, but not, and he's like Warden, but not. He's unique, so he doesn't have charge bashes, but he has a bash. Okay. Now let's talk about his heavies. He's going to have a triple heavy attack. Now, depending on where his sword is placed, will depend on the animation. All right. His heavies are going to revolve around half swording. So, for the first heavy, it's going to be just like Warden's fucking bash heavy, where he fucking holds the blade. Yeah, he's not gonna have range, but he's gonna have damage, and he's gonna have somewhat coverage in a short range. So on left to right, he half swords by putting 2 hands on the blade. He's gonna be using the guard as a bat, somewhat. It's gonna have some range, but it's not gonna have too much. So, first heavy is going to be half swording. Second heavy is also gonna be half swording. Third heavy is gonna go back to normal, and it's gonna be unblockable heavy. So yeah, he goes back to normal. Whatever side he finishes on will either decide if he goes for a bash or not. And it's gonna be the same bash as lights, so it's not gonna be different. Keep it the same. All right. What's the idea? Oh, okay. Save that for later. Now we're gonna talk about. Now we gotta talk about the deflects. Now, the deflect. He's going to have a unique deflect. It's not gonna be a quick stab. It's not gonna be a guard break. No. What his deflect is when he lands a deflect, he's going to grab you, push you down, roll, slice, and then push you somewhere. So you know how when PK you know in one of PK's animations she like rolls on the guy's back and then cuts his neck? It's gonna be like that, but he's gonna be able to push them somewhere. So say he's getting ganked, there's a guy behind him, he deflects the guy in front of him, he cuts the neck and then he pushes it to the guy behind him, and then it's gonna do like well, let's see, how much is the cut? It's gonna do 18 damage. 8 of that is 9 of that. Yeah, 9 of that is base. 9 of that is bleed. Well, he has several options for bleed. He has the left side bash that gives him fucking 16 damage bleed, not 16 damage bleed, 16 damage light. 8 of that is base, 8 of that's bleed. Then he has the forward dodge bash that confirms a light. Does 14 damage. 7 of that is I like to keep it even, I'm sorry. 7 of that is base, 7 is bleed. And okay, perfect. Yeah. Now, let's talk about feats. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, there wasn't much thought into the feats because I was thinking about his fucking kit the whole time. Yeah, he's gonna have last life. That's gonna be his secondary. That's gonna be his secondary feat. That's not gonna be his primary. All right. So the first feat, I call it righteousness. So basically, when he is around his teammates, he and his teammates get a small damage boost of 10%. And it's gonna be a passive. Now, if this is too hectic, it can be nerfed, but I think 10% of damage, trust me, it's not as much as Sohei's 25%. So Sohei does a zone of 24 with all of his souls and his passive feat, he does 30. So say he gets the Usurper gets his damage boost, it's only gonna be 10%, and it's gonna be to everyone in his area. And it's not gonna be a huge radius. It's gonna be within like 5-10 meters, maybe, probably 5 meters because let's not make it huge. I don't want it covering the entire zone. Yeah, I don't like that. That makes no sense. So first feat, righteousness. His second feat, reclaim. What reclaim does is, if it's gonna be an active feat, so you're gonna have to activate it. So what you do is you set up basically a AOE. In this AOE, it's gonna basically create like a fog. So when you step in this fog, no one can lock onto you. So it's gonna be like old smoke bomb, but here's the thing: it's a ring. No one can lock onto you unless they enter into that ring. But once you step out, you get unlocked. Once you step in, no one can lock onto you. Yeah, his name is Usurper. The Usurper. No, unfortunately. These are feats. Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That makes capturing the zone far faster. I like that a lot. That could either be the... Yeah, I think that could be a tier 3. Or it could be a tier 2. One or the other. Yeah, it can't be tier 1. Because tier 1 is righteousness. Alright, let's see. Now, his final feat. I haven't come up with a name for his final feat. But basically it's this. When he gets it... Usurp, yeah. I think it, yeah, he can be called Usurp. Or Usurper. Oh, the feat? Well, I guess you could call it that, but it's not gonna make sense because here's what it's gonna do. What it's gonna do is basically when you it's an active feat, right? So basically what it does is it allows you to feed your teammate revenge. Full stack, by the way. So basically say they're getting jumped, they're not getting any revenge, right? Because they're getting stared at, right? Because let's be honest, the devs aren't going to change revenge at all. So basically, we're going to fucking fix the problem. What he's going to do is, no matter what range he's at, he's going to be able to give a teammate a stack of revenge. So basically, it's going to full up, it's going to give him the ability to use his revenge, and boom, he's going to be able to use revenge. No matter what percent of revenge he has filled, it's gonna be automatic. He's gonna have it ready to be used. Now, he has tokens for this final feat. He has tokens of 4. He can well actually let's make it fair because he has the tokens of 3. He can only give him out. Yeah. He's gonna have 3 tokens. Once he expends all those tokens, the feat deactivates. Because let's be real, the reason why I want this to happen is because I want this feat to mean the definition of I need to use this at a right moment. I cannot just use this loosely. Exactly. So basically he's gonna give out those 3 tokens. Once he gives it out, the feat deactivates, and then it becomes a passive. What happens then is, whenever he gets ganked, he gets revenge 25% faster. Yeah. Now, designs. All right. He's got a. All right. He's gonna have a chest plate. He's gonna have wrist plates as well, with some chainmail. He's gonna have some cloth pants. What's it called? Shin guards as well. And he's gonna have a helmet. A chainmail what? Oh, okay, a chainmail hood. Okay, that's what you mean. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. So now I know. Yep, he can have that. He can definitely have that. So he's gonna have that, and he's gonna have a half helmet. Now this, yeah, a half helmet. He's gonna have like, you know, the new Warden legendary outfit that came out. It's gonna be like that. So, yep. So it's gonna be a half helmet. You're gonna see his lips, but you cannot see his eyes because I don't want anyone seeing his eyes. Now there will be
Crack missiles are restricted to vehicular use
exactly.
until further notice.
So there will be alternates where people can decide if they want his eyes visible or not. But off the rip, default armor, he will not have his eyes visible. You can make him black if you want. All right. So now let's talk about different armor variations. So there's gonna be armor variations reminiscing off PK and Warden. So one is gonna be old, well, not really old, the default helmet of Warden, and the other is gonna be a default helmet of PK. So that way they have options of whether they want to look more like PK or look more like Warden. Now there's gonna be one that's reminiscent to Kylo Ren, cause fuck it, we ballin'. I want Kylo Ren to be in For Honor. Anyways. For real. I need a Spartan in For Honor. Fuck that.
Prepare stone bolters for combat.
Yep. Alright. So let's see. What was I saying? Oh, now his other armor variation is going to be like Kylo Ren's. He's going to have a helmet, and he's going to have his own hood. The visor can look more like a Mandalorian, or it could look more like yeah, more Mandalorian helmets. I love those. Fucking dude, it's awesome. Could look like Mandalorian, or it could look like just your typical helmet with the slits. One or the other. It's gonna be two types. They're different types of armor variations, but they both have hoods. Of course, one is gonna have its face visible, and the other isn't gonna have the face visible. So there's that. Now, chess pieces. We could go with the realistic path or the fantasy path. So if you want to make him look realistic, he can have chainmail with some cloth. Yeah, it's not the most flashy, but it's an option. He can have chainmail with some clothing and stuff like that if he really want to. For real. Or you could give him plated armor. Or some plated armor, because, you know, he's got to be agile too. Yeah, just a chest piece. It doesn't go down to the stomach. It just covers the chest. And yep. And look, dude, I could do a whole video of animating how he would fight. I could do a whole video. I can do it because I already have the idea. I don't even care if they do it for next year or the year after that. Just do it eventually. Where the hell is Tucker at? I'm gonna make sure I clip the last 15 minutes because I don't want this shit to be forgotten. Oh shit, okay. I gotta clip like 40 minutes because we talked a lot about this.